let's stop this whole unbothered-ish, okay? So today we're actually recording outside. Yeah, it's fall. Doesn't really feel, it's not cold, it's 17 degrees, so we're chilling. I like the idea of controlling the way you react to people, to what they do to you, to what they say to you, and regulating your emotions. But I think that being unbothered and the attempt to be unbothered can be taken too far. And I think that sometimes people are going from being unbothered to being unfeeling, and humans without feelings are not humans. We are, I wouldn't say monsters, but it's not a good situation. So because we get hurt, there's this desire we have to feel less. It's like when you're a kid and you love to play outside. I loved playing outside as a kid. And, when you get injured or like you scrape your knee, your arm, elbow, whatever it is, you have to go back inside and tend to it, and then you can't play anymore. So you're thinking, okay, it'd be better if I didn't feel pain, so that way I wouldn't have to deal with this thing that, this fact that I'm hurt. I can just keep playing, and life goes on and life is good, right? But pain exists for a reason. I don't know if you guys have heard of, there's an actual woman who doesn't have pain receptors in her body or in her brain. So as a child, she literally could bite into her arm and not feel anything because she doesn't feel pain. But this resulted in her injuring herself, and if you push your body too far, you can die. Pain is there for a reason, right? So emotional pain is the same. It's there to tell us something about something that's going on, whether that be something that's going on within us or something that's going on within relations that we have, something that we need to get out of. Us trying to get rid of that pain is not going to help us. It's going to hurt us in the future. If I didn't feel any pain or any emotional struggle of any kind, I would still be in relationships that were not serving me, that were hurting me, because I wouldn't see it. And if that emotional pain wasn't there, I wouldn't do anything about it, and it would have halted my growth in a serious way. Pain does not make us weak. Feeling something does not make us weak. I think that, at least I can speak for me, there's this thing about like being like the cool kid, the cool kids are the ones that nothing touches them, nothing hurts them, they get along with everybody, everything rolls off their back like water, and you're thinking, okay, that's what I need to be to have people respect me. I need to be someone that doesn't feel anything. But those people that are devoid of feelings, you can't get in touch with them. You can't connect to them because they don't have feelings. They don't feel anything. And so I think that we need to ask ourselves, we need to start asking ourselves who we want to be. Is your goal to be someone that's like a robot? Or are you willing to be brave and feel your emotions and be honest about them, no matter how that makes you look? And in that, be who you are. Work on regulating your emotions for the sake of yourself, but also while remaining human. If you want to be a robot, if you want to be the former, okay, that's your choice. But I personally want to be someone that feels my feelings and is brave about that and doesn't apologize for that, and can also take care of myself and not take things so personally. So I am looking after my emotional well-being and my emotional health, my mental health. I don't know why this kid needs to be screaming. It's not that serious. The thing is, the other side of the coin, where you take everything personally and you react to everything, is not great either, because then you're giving up your power to everything and everybody else. Those people that complain about everything, everyone is against them. Everyone has something against them. They can't trust anybody. Those people are not fun to be around either. And it's not fun to be in that state. I've been there before. I have my moments, and it's not fun. And I don't enjoy it either. So we're trying to find the equilibrium, okay? We're trying to find the balance. You do have to eat that plant. What? What's up? Oh my god, this dog. How am I gonna sit on my lap? We're trying to find that balance, okay? I'm not just gonna be sitting here talking to you about why you shouldn't be unbothered. I'm gonna tell you how to be unbothered in a healthy way, okay? So the first thing you need to do is start realizing, understand the fact that how you feel about everything is up to you. We're taught from a young age. I think this is, I don't know why exactly we've been taught this, but I think part of it is to keep people empathetic towards others. But we're taught that people tell us how to feel about things. We should react certain ways to certain things, and in doing so, we learn that we basically don't have much power when it comes to our emotions. We aren't taught how to regulate our emotions properly. We're not taught how to take ownership over our emotions and our feelings and our reactions to things. It's a lot to unlearn. I don't think any of us will ever fully unlearn it, honestly, but I think that we can get 90% of the way there with a lot of effort, a lot of patience, time. Yeah, just understand that how you feel about things is up to you. Next time you have an argument or some kind of disagreement with someone, or someone pisses you off, before you start to get pissed off, or right as you do, think about why you're so upset. Usually it's what you're thinking about what they're doing that made you subconsciously choose those emotions. For example, for me, one thing that really irritates me is when people leave napkins all over the counters, because I like the place to stay relatively clean. So my initial reaction a lot of times is to be like, oh my god, like, people don't like to keep the place clean. But recently I've been like, okay, there is always a moment where I can either be upset, and usually the upset is me assuming that people are leaving the stuff there to piss me off, or they're leaving the stuff there because they don't care about the place being clean. So I sit there for a second and I think about that. I'm like, okay, I don't know what they're thinking when they did this. They might have just forgotten, because this could be me too. I pick up the pieces of tissue, whatever, and then I just walk to the garbage, toss them out. Maybe I'll be a little irritated, but I don't let it become this whole moment, because that is my choice. It doesn't have to be this big thing. Just take ownership over your reactions to things. It's really important to do that. So once you started to understand that you have a choice when it comes to how you feel about things, the next thing is to start taking yourself out of situations in which you feel triggered. It's very difficult to learn to be unbothered when we're putting ourselves in places that are overstimulating and can be upsetting for us, putting ourselves around people that can be very upsetting, and then challenging ourselves to not react and not get upset. And then we get maybe anxious or stressed because instead of enjoying or trying to enjoy whatever we're doing with people, we're focused on being unmoving and a robot, and no matter what they do, I'm not going to react, and kind of like letting them treat us however they want to treat us. That's another thing too. I think a lot of times we confuse being unbothered for being a doormat. Definitely don't go the other way and be like, okay, I can be around whoever and they can treat me however they want because my reactions are what matters. Yes, your reactions are what matter, but don't do that to yourself. No one deserves to treat you disrespectfully. There is a neutral place at which you can confront somebody or cut someone off. One thing I started doing is I started spending more time at home. I am a homebody already, but I think for a while there I was forcing myself to go be outgoing and force myself onto people, because I was like, okay, if we're not close, it must be my fault, because I do have control over my emotions. So I need to do my best to be around these people, even though I would go around them and I'd feel like less than because they were ignoring me and I feel undervalued. But then I was like, no, but I control my emotions. I control my emotions. You are learning how to control your emotions. Just because you know it intellectually doesn't mean that it's easy for you to practice. Do yourself a favor and be kind to yourself. Don't force yourself to be around people that you don't like, or that don't like you, or that don't value you. You don't have to do that. Start to pick your company carefully. If you don't have a good company to pick your own. Start going on solo dates. We're gonna have a whole talk and a whole video about solo dates. I'm so excited for that one. It'll come in the future. Start going on solo dates. Start taking yourself to coffee. Start taking yourself to the park. Start watching movies alone. Watching movies alone is so underrated. It's so much fun. Oh my god. Start doing like your own little snack nights, whatever you like to do. Start doing that alone. Start getting back to reading books. Pick a hobby. Start spending time with yourself and getting to know yourself and dating yourself. Yeah, while you're sending out the energy for great people in your life, start to treat yourself with respect and don't force yourself to be in company that is not pleasant to keep. The next thing about being unbothered is changing how you look at the world. Keyword here, we're talking about being unbothered, not being unfeeling. Okay, there's a big difference there, and you want to start changing your feelings of irritation, switching out those feelings of upset and irritation and anger towards whatever it is, and we're swapping those for positive feelings of gratitude, feelings of happiness, feelings of love. So we need to start setting up our days to allow that, and we're gonna start changing how we go about the day. These little things can make a big difference, and you want to start off small because you're trying to build up habits. So one thing I started doing in the morning years ago was, before I touched my phone, I would close my eyes, and even if it was just for like 10 seconds, I'd be like, thank you God for this day. Today is a day of completion. I give thanks for this perfect day. Miracles shall follow miracle, and wonders shall never cease. And I actually got that affirmation from Florence Scovel Shinn. I love her book, The Game of Life. You can listen to it free on YouTube right now. You can go after this video. That's something I say. It just reminds me to be grateful. Even if I end up having a crappy day, at least I took a second to be like, I'm alive, I'm here, thank you. There are great things that can happen today, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to witness those things. Don't grab your phone immediately. Don't go to Reddit immediately. Don't go to Twitter immediately, or X if you are calling it that. Don't immediately go and start back up that beef you're having with that person in your text messages. Take a second. Realize that whether you believe in God or the universe or some other force out there or not, that the fact that you are here, you're alive, and you're breathing is a gift. It's a gift. And it doesn't mean that you don't get to be upset about other things that happen in your life, but it's a gift. And just take a second, take a few minutes to to, you know, ponder that and to be grateful for that. So then start to try to look at things in your life differently. You know, if you're in traffic, one thing I used to be like irritated, like, oh my God, people here, don't drive well, like, oh my God, there's no right. So I was like, hey, wait, when I think about it, you know, I'm really glad I have a car, because there was a time in which for my family for a while we didn't have a car. I mean, you don't really need a car in Toronto, but we didn't have the money to have a car, and now we have 2. At one point we had 3, and at one point I had my own car. I'm gonna get back there eventually, but I'm grateful that I have a car to drive. I'm grateful that I'm able to drive. I'm grateful that I have a driver's license. I'm grateful that my arms and legs work. Things like that, you know, just like little things. You could just say, oh, I like how the sky is looking today. You know, the weather, like right now, the weather's really beautiful. Oh my God, I love looking at the trees. You know, the fall, like the trees are giving life. Start to notice little things. If there's someone that you have difficulty with, think about like one thing that they did that didn't irritate you, maybe. Like, okay, this person is really irritating, but I'm glad that they said hi. I'll just have that moment and be like, okay, hey, you know? I really feel like that's one thing we miss when it comes to being unbothered. I think there's a lot of focus on not reacting to things, but then we forget that one. It's easier not to react to the bad stuff when you're focusing on the good stuff, and then the good stuff magnifies, you know? Just remember that you are not weak or less than for feeling things. A lot of times when people are really desperate to feel unbothered, it's because they've been through a lot, and people have taken advantage of them, mistreated them, undervalued them, and made promises that they didn't keep, and we get hurt, and that's okay. You know, it's a part of life. It's not your fault you got hurt. It's, you know, a learning experience. We're learning who we can and can't trust. We're learning who we should and shouldn't give our time to. We're learning who we should keep in our lives and who we should let go of. We're learning how to navigate this thing called life. Getting hurt is a part of it. What you do from this point on will make you stronger, can make you stronger, or can hurt you. You can choose to value yourself and give yourself the love that you've been missing, or you can choose to keep chasing people down and start to develop harmful habits. The choice is up to you. It really is. I know that it can be difficult, and I know that sometimes we just want to shut off our emotions and tune out the world and just maybe lay in bed or whatever it is. But do not give up. You have this. Okay, you are amazing. And the fact that you're even here, I'm very proud of you for not giving up. I'm very proud of you for continuing to try and continuing to learn. And I'm happy you're here. Yeah, do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Share this with people. Share this with someone that you might think needs to hear this. Let me know what you're working on right now. Let me know if you've started to make progress in being healthily unbothered. Don't forget to click that post notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. We are chit-chatting every week or so. And yeah, as far as this dog sat and didn't do much, he's patient. Yeah, I'm very grateful that you guys are here. I'm really happy that you're around, and I'm grateful for you for coming to this video. So I will see you very soon. I'm sending you lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Bye guys.